Hello, everyone. In today's video, I want to go over the fear that's gripping the market, and I want to actively show you how people mess this up so badly every single time. To get what the fear and greed indicator is, people I don't think grasp that it is an actual measurement of genuine human fear. But to prove that, I just pulled up some Reddit headlines just to show you how people are reacting predictably in fear. Why is BTC skydiving without a parachute? WTF is this drop? Anyone know why this is happening? 108,000. Is this a joke? I thought Trump was going to take care of China. How are we still bearish? The most boring bull market ever. Yes, BTC included. The most interesting thing that happened since the previous all-time high was the FTX Luna collapse, and last week's crash. But hey, at least it did something, right? Where is retail? Where's the mania? Where's the fun? All we've got is this depressing shit. Slightly up, slightly down week after week. The sub is practically dead since previous bull market. Is this the new normal? Is this a new what is I'm sorry. Dude is frothing at the mouth at the keyboard, and it's just hilarious to me. His losses aren't hilarious to me. It's just predictable behavior. Crypto is dead. After last week's manipulation, the shitty president of the United States playing back and forth, which you get it. And then this one, and this is what I really wanted to draw attention to because this guy has apparently a lot of money, if it's not a lie. But he's about to lose a lot of money. And I'm going to tell you why. His mindset is to buy greed and sell fear, or just to hold a long time. I've been watching the markets closely and wanted to hear what the community thinks. Personally, I've gone pretty deep into crypto, investing $130,000 into Bitcoin around 115K, and another $100,000 into Ethereum at 4,400. And I'm not stopping there. I'm planning to keep going more and more, no matter what short term, blah, 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 blah. My strategy is simple: accumulate and hold for at least 10 years. Still, I'm curious about your perspective. I'm going to stop there. And the first comment, just why buy so much at these prices? Just buy at the bear market. And this is what no one does. This is why people have been looking at me crazy for the last 2 years on my Instagram, thinking I'm delusional, despite me studying the markets for this time. People just don't buy when there's fear. They only buy when there's greed. And let's prove that. He said he bought Ethereum around $4,400. When was Ethereum $4,400? Let's check. It was right up here, October 5th. Let's see what the fear and greed indicator was on October 5th. Switch it to 30 days. October 5th was the day before we jumped into greed, itching into greed. And now we're jumping down and he's claiming, what do you guys think? What do you think? You're buying tops, sir. There's no need to buy during greed. You're just wasting money. Having lots of money isn't going to make you a lot of money if you don't know how to handle the volatility or when to buy. Perfect example of this. And this is supported by technical indicators. This is a Bitcoin chart with 1-day candles. Each one of these bars represent this is a day, this is a day, this is a day, etc. Here is a support line. Notice how it's bouncing since April. The line has been bouncing off of these support levels, and it hasn't dipped down below this blue line since, what was this, April 7th? April 6th, early April, okay? And look what the price did after that. Let's go see what the fear and greed indicator was in early April. Shocker, early April, it was neck deep in fear. Way down here. 817 on the chart, 19 on the chart. But then look what the fear and greed indicator, it ran up in May. Now let's go look at the price action again. Here it is in April, 77,000. And by May, it's back up to 90 7,000 again. See, buy fear, sell greed is not a slogan. It's not a tagline. It is specific instructions. If you don't abide by those instructions, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose money. And it's just like, it just blows my mind how I've been repeating the same message for months after months. I mean, granted, that's kind of arrogant to me, assuming just because my like super micro niche Instagram has been preaching buy fear sell greed means everyone has seen it. Absolutely not. But it doesn't make it not true. Look at the price action. Now we're down here in fear again. We haven't even gotten into deep fear. People are really about to start abandoning bags if we dip down here into these 15, 25 numbers of fear, which is probably what's going to happen if BTC teases 100K. So what I said about 100, see, okay, what I said about 100K before is that that is our major support level. We're going to change these candles, these 1 day candles, because remember I said this is a day, this is a day, this is a day. We're going to change these to weekly candles now. This is my bread and butter for managing the macro market, like the whole cycle, not just 2 days, not just a week. Where are we fear and greed wise throughout the entire cycle? Let's zoom out. Okay, this is the bear market when nobody absolutely buys, by the way, but I digress. Um, what is our support level? Notice now, since October 2023, the orange line, which is the 50-week exponential moving average, that means the average moves as the Bitcoin price moves, has acted as support for over 2 years now, since October 2023. It bounced off here. And if you check the fear and greed indicator from way back then, it was probably in fear. Then it bounced off again, April 2025. And I just showed us how early April was when the fear and greed indicator was deep fear. This is when people's like start abandoning their bags. They'll put in $100,000 at the top. It'll drop down into deep fear or test these support levels, and then they'll abandon everything, even if they turn their $100,000 into $50,000 because they lost so much money. This is when people abandon, and we're on our way there now. And so I'm trying to warn people to like buckle up, prepare your last gunshot of dry powder to shoot into the market when they dip to these levels, because it's probably going to be your last time to get them before we run up. Um, but yeah, this is what's potentially coming in the next week. As far as people saying altcoin season is dead, what do we know from previous cycles? Bitcoin runs and then altcoins run. If Bitcoin's not running, altcoins aren't doing shit. Excuse my language. They're just not. So if altcoins are dead, or it's like, is altcoin season dead? Yes, if Bitcoin is dead. But like, for example, let's go look at my favorite altcoin. It's like the non-altcoin in my opinion. This is what I like to point people to as opposed to XRP, but Solana, particularly because it has an amazing developer community. It has great products. They have a phone, and it's in the US Digital Asset Reserve. How much supporting evidence do you need to invest in a project? I digress. Let's look at the price action. 250 appears to be the top. It's at 188 now. What could it potentially drop down to? Well, if Bitcoin drops to 100,000, I believe you could see 150 is not 150, 170 is not out of the realm of possibility. And then you're looking at the potential upside. My personal guesstimation on Bitcoin's top, you're going to see a lot of news headlines, $500,000. They always, if it's a major news outlet, they're going to put the Bitcoin speculative top price way above what it's actually going to be at. So they can get retail to hope for that top price so they can send out exit liquidity. You're probably going to see headlines in the coming weeks, November timeframe, like, oh, is Bitcoin going to $500,000? No, it's not. Based off of diminishing returns of previous cycles. Um, This was back in 2016. This was a cycle top. Then it was all this bear market. And then this was a cycle top. And then all this bear market. Now we're going into a new cycle top. But we're not going, the likelihood of us running all the way to 150 or 500,000 is not likely. I've done the diminishing return calculations before. I don't have them on me right now. But what I guesstimate, we could look at a realistic top to come sometime between, I want to say, December and February or November and February. It's somewhere around here, somewhere between 180,000 and maybe 205. I've said this before. And, but again, and just look at the timing. Look at the timing. February, let me zoom in. Cancel. From February, we experienced, February, March to September. April, May, June, July, August, September. So 6 months from a top to a low. Now we have December to April. January, February, March, April. 4 months from a top to a low. Then we had a new high. August, September, October, November, December. 4 to 5 months. 4 to 6 months has been like these tops to low, tops to low, tops to low. We're right on time between, what was the last top again? July, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, November, December. I think we bounce off of 100,000 for BTC. You might even see a wick down. And when I say a wick, I mean like a very brief spike. They're hard to see on weeklies because let me go to a day. This would be considered a wick here. Here is like the general price. And then this wick down is like a really quick snap. They only last a fraction of the whole day. We could see a wick down from, if I'm guessing for 100,000 is like the support line, you could see a wick down to like 98,500 or something like that. And if we pull that up on the weekly chart, you could see a wick down to, see, here's a wick here below that support level, April 7th. And I promise you that was peak fear or close to it. So like 95,000 it could fall down to. I would not be spazzing out over that. Again, just to support the fear and greed theory here, August or April 7th, 2025. Let's quickly pull up April 7th. Like, I can't make this up. Look at that. It's like it falls perfectly in every time. April 7th, the deepest part of fear. April 2025, like it matches up with the chart every single time. You don't have to guess on emotions. You don't know, what do you think? Is it over? Is it like, just look at the data. Stop using your emotions to trade. This is turning into a rant. Have a lovely day. Bye, fear, so great.